So a little while ago I made a video about the hidden secrets of Wanda's Spyglass. If you haven't watched it, don't worry, I will tell you right now. This Spyglass is a reward for pirate legends that reach level 100 in Season 4. At first it looked like just a normal Spyglass, but with a red tinted glass. However, when you use this Spyglass to look at certain ghosts, you can see how they were when they were still alive. So, that video got a lot of comments asking me to test it out on different ghosts to see if it worked just as well. And that is what this video is all about. We did a lot of testing and the results are actually very interesting. It also took a while to put this together, so hey, a thumbs up is always appreciated. So in this video we will use Wanda's Spyglass to have a look at Pendragon, Flameheart, the Ferryman, the Pirate Lord, other players on the ferry, ghost skeletons and emergent ghost enemies. But not only pirates appear in ghost form, so we will also look at ghost ships, the burning blade in the Heart of Fire Talltale, ghost instruments, ghostly treasures like skulls, crates and chests. We also had a look around Wanda's workshop and Reaper's hideout with this Spyglass because you never know. And we will also test the Reaper's Heart Eye of Reach, since that one also uses a red tinted glass. So lots of things to test out, and let's start with the oldest pirate in the game. And I am of course talking about Arthur Pendragon. To test this out, we started the Seabound Soul Talltale. And yeah, it works. When looking at Pendragon, his skin changes to a healthy color and we can clearly see his greenish coat laden with golden embellishments, a gold earring and a gold brooch depicting the Black Witch logo. So yeah, pretty awesome. We even did some further testing all throughout the Talltale and the results remained the same. Sadly, the ghosts you free during this Talltale color from green to red. But whenever a ghost appears in their human form, the Spyglass works pretty well, and the same goes for those ghostly skeletons. And we can also see more clearly that these skeletons are Ashen skeletons. So yeah, we had a blast using the Spyglass during the Seabound Soul. However, one of my favorite finds was at the end of the Heart of Fire Talltale. Not only can we see Pendragon again in all his colorful glory, but also his crew. To me, this looks awesome, and you can now better tell the cosmetics his crew chose to wear. We also see more clearly that all of them are wearing the Black Witch symbol, which by the way would be really cool to equip on our own pirate. I'm just throwing it out there. His crew is a bit less solid compared to their captain, but I will write that off on them just getting freed from the Chest of Rage. Also, Pendragon is sailing with not one, but two redheads, so yeah, important information. And while we were there, we also did some myth busting. Again, I got a comment saying the same effect could be done by using the Dark Adventure Lantern. Well, I hope this video shows you how well that worked out. So let's continue with our favorite head in the sky, Flameheart. Unlike other ghostly apparitions, Flameheart is not green, but red. But maybe the Spyglass will give him some other colors. Well, sadly it didn't, he only turns more red. We tested this in the Seabound Soul Talltale, but also on the Ghost Fleet World event. I mean, it was what I expected, but you never know. Another easy ghost to test is a Ferryman. Here I actually expected to see something interesting, but just like the Pirate Lord in the hideout, for some reason it doesn't seem to work. However, while we were on the Ferry of the Damned, we might as well have a look at other players. And yeah, this works. When my crewmate put his blue arena coat on, I expected the blue to be a bit more profound. Sadly, this was not the case, but you can still clearly see the difference. And also, this guy in his Reaper's pajamas also said hello. And yeah, the Spyglass works fine on him. And a similar effect can also be gained by using the Spyglass on the ghost of someone who has just died. Like mentioned before, I first tested out the Spyglass on the ghost in the legendary pirate hideout, and this didn't seem to work for the Pirate Lord. And now we can also add the Ferryman to that. One explanation being that both the Pirate Lord and Ferryman were made to look green from the start, while the other ghosts are made of regular pirate models with a green shader over them. This could very well be true, but since I'm not a Rare developer, I can't confirm this. And maybe the Pirate Lord is only green inside his hideout. So some further testing was required, and so I started up my favorite tall tale of all time, the Maiden Voyage. And then I realized you can't equip WANDA's Spyglass, so that was a waste of time, and I still needed to recomplete Shores of Gold again. Which, some of you might know, is something I already have done so many times before for this channel. So, going in, I didn't expect to see any difference in the Pirate Lord at all. And even when these suspicions got confirmed, it still felt a little disappointing. But for whatever reason, the Spyglass does seem to work for his staff. However, you are able to see Briggsy in color during this little cutscene, and this was a great find. I assume the same goes for Greymarrow, but I was too late to get a good clip of him. And no, I'm not gonna do the tall tale again to get a clip of Greymarrow. Don't get me wrong, I like this tall tale, but I don't really feel like doing them back to back. I hope you can forgive me. So we also tested this Spyglass for the emergent ghost enemies that can pop everywhere. And yeah, it works really well on these ghosts. You can clearly see their clothing, tattoos, and the different weapons they use. Sadly, they pop everywhere, so it was a little hard to clip at times, but I hope it still shows clearly in this video. I also wanted to test the Spyglass on our favorite Disney princess Jack Sparrow, but he already shows a lot of color without using the Spyglass. So instead I started up the Pirate's Life tall tale and made some clips of all these ghostly figures. I tested it out in the cave area, but also the tavern at Sailor's Grave. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this footage. So let's now do some testing on other objects, beginning with the ghost ships. And yeah, this seems to work pretty well. The hull gets a brown tint and the sails change to whatever the ship is sailing with. This is a little different for the tall tale ones, where some green still shows. We also tested this on the Burning Blade ghost ship in the Heart of Fire tall tale, and the effect is not as profound as other ghost ships. A little disappointing, since I hoped the figurehead would get a bit more color, but I'm glad we tested it. When using the Spyglass on our ghostly instruments, we can again see that they become a bit more solid, but as a whole this too felt a little disappointing. We also tested the Spyglass on various pieces of treasure, and just like the instruments, this was a little disappointing. Some yellow and blue faintly shows on this storage crate, and we see the yellow again on the teeth of certain skulls, but the overall experience isn't the same as testing it out on ghostly pirates. After testing out all the ghost stuff, we also went to both Wanda's workshop and the Reaper's hideout to have a look around. We were hoping on some hidden messages scratched on the walls, but sadly we found nothing interesting at both locations. So let us now test out the Reaper's Heart Eye of Reach, since this one also has a red tinted glass. At first glance they seem to work the same, but when comparing these two screenshots we can clearly see the difference, which is interesting. And the same effect seen by the Eye of Reach can also be gained by using the Reaper's Heart Spyglass. However, when using the Crimson Crypt Eye of Reach, the effect is the same as Wanda's Spyglass, which is both weird and interesting at the same time. So in conclusion, the Spyglass and I guess the Crimson Crypt Eye of Reach work really well on most ghostly apparitions, but not on every single one. Furthermore, the Reaper's Heart Eye of Reach and the Reaper's Heart Spyglass offer similar but lesser effects. Which brings us to another question I saw in the comments. Is this effect intentional? Well, to me the answer is clear. This Spyglass offers more than just a red tint to our worldview. Maybe not as well realized as we would like, since it doesn't work on the Pirate Lord or Ferryman, and testing this on instruments and treasures was a bit disappointing. But it does work great on Pendragon and nearly every other ghost in the game. I hear the red filter argument a lot. And yeah, it's obviously a filter of some kind, but you can't get white, for example, by adding red to green. So whatever it is a little more complex than just a red shader. So yeah, I hope the sheer amount of different colored examples will convince you that this reward was in some way intentional. The only thing I'm unsure about is why there is a difference between certain cosmetics. Maybe there's a lore explanation, maybe not, and maybe we will never find out. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. The fact is, the Spyglass works on a lot of stuff and you can try it out for yourself. Obviously, there are more ghosts we could have tested, but we didn't come around to, like the ghosts of Greymarrow or the pirates in the Tavern of the Damned. I mean, we could, but this video is already long enough, and a big part of the fun is trying it out for yourself. So hopefully you now have a good idea what this Spyglass does and how awesome of a reward it actually is. Yeah, it's pretty useless compared to the ancient Spyglass and you really shouldn't be using this one at night, but not every reward needs to enhance your PvP.
So super cool.
So I hope you liked our little testing. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Stuff like that really helps the channel out and I would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, thanks for watching, do something daring and have some fun with this amazing Spyglass. Take care.